Today, in the nerdy news you need to know about, was Black Myth Wukong snubbed at the Game Awards? We might have the Nintendo Switch 2 design, and Capcom is reviving more old franchises. We'll have all this and more because this is Kinda Funny Games Daily. What's up, everybody? Welcome to Kinda Funny Games Daily for Monday, December 16th, 2024. I'm one of your hosts, Greg Miller, alongside Forbes 30 Under 30, a.k.a. the second best baby blues, a.k.a. the verified one, at Tim Geddes.
Let Tim host. How you doing, Greg?
I'm good, Tim. How are you?
You're just good.
We'll see.
Yeah?
Thursday's a lifetime away.
It is.
All right? Can this
How you feeling?
I'm
Is
feeling
there a
good.
shake going on? I see you shaking.
But I've been burned before.
Yeah.
Do I think I will be burned by Superman, the teaser trailer, on Thursday at 6 a.m.? We will live react at 9 a.m. I'm not getting everybody here at 6 a.m. Pacific time. No. But I've been burned enough that I do want to I'm cautiously optimistic. I am excited. This poster, chef's kiss.
Oh, yeah. The music.
The little
behind it.
teaser and the symbol coming, the music going, chef's kiss.
Good stuff.
You're nailing everything so far. I've seen every behind the scenes screenshot video possible I could possibly see, and I like what I'm seeing for this. James Gunn has never hurt me before. I feel good, but I'm not going to jinx it. And then come on.
Come on. It looks
up.
good. Yeah, look up. Look up
up.
is about as good as you get. I love that they dropped the legacy. Keep it clean, Superman. I know we already knew that, but now that we're seeing this, a James Gunn film, the DC Studios logo, this is the beginning. This is the one shot, the one opportunity, the first impression we're getting from this. What's important to point out,
Look how good the suit looks on him, by the way, too, because this has been another big thing back and forth that even I've thought of, like, all right, it's a little too suit Cody.
Yeah.
But like when they're doing this with, After Effects here, making it a little bit more form-fitting, it looks hot.
Yeah, man. The thing that we need to remember is that this is a very important first impression. This is the beginning of the DCU for all intents and purposes.
Don't you insult Creature Commandos.
Have you watched it yet?
Fuck no, I cannot at all get excited for this cartoon.
It's already it's happening though.
I know.
Good reviews. People like
I know.
it. The animation's incredible.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. I don't care.
All right.
You've already shoved the Suicide Squad down my throat, DC in general, and I know whatever
yeah.
I'm sorry. I just am not excited about this cartoon about Bride of Frankenstein. Can we get to the fucking Superman movie?
So now that we're here, though, the thing is that's important to note, we don't get bad Superman movie teasers. In fact, we only get the best ones, right? Superman Returns teaser, fucking banger. Man of Steel teaser.
Come on.
Debatably best movie teaser of all time.
Now, you're saying teaser, you're tossing the trailers in there? Because there was the two, right? The Kevin Costner one and then the Russell Crowe one? Okay.
Yeah, but
real quick, everyone's like, I'm going to watch Creature Commandos. Do not think I will not watch Creature Commandos. Everybody calm down. I downloaded them for my flight to LA,
sure.
then there was a tsunami warning.
Yeah, I'm not sure who's going to watch it.
I have to. I have to have it watched by Thursday. I don't want to be like, who's that or whatever, and then some more on the channel like, you fucking idiot. Plus, I saw this really cool idea that, like, there was a whole fan theory I saw on TikTok yesterday of how in Creature Commandos, spoilers, they show that Cersei got arrested and that they're thinking that's how this guy was making the pitch, like that's how Superman, the movie, is going to open, is that it's going to be Superman suiting up like we saw in the image to go fight the purple from Cersei's magic outside, and then he'll go best her, and that's her getting arrested.
That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, she got arrested in Metropolis. We'll see.
Yeah, exciting times. Thursday, we will be reacting to this, and I can't wait because last time you reacted to a Batman teaser Superman teaser for the first time.
That's a great teaser.
Shit got crazy.
Great trailer. That was a great trailer. You know what I mean?
No way it could have been bad.
And I was right. What I mean, we're back to a Black Myth Wukong combat conversation,
of
right?
Course.
No, it's just not great. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
That's the thing. Everybody wants to operate in binaries. And it was when the people were like, Batman v Superman's worse than Green Lantern. I'm like, y'all need to get your head checked. All right. That was even before I hopped universes. Maybe it was a more metered take in this universe. In my universe, everybody was just saying the dumbest shit possible.
I finished Defenders last night.
Doomsday out there. Huh?
I finished Defenders last night.
2024. Just want to be.
I've been trying
briefed.
to catch up. I haven't seen a lot of any of the Netflix shows. So before Daredevil next year, I was like, I got to start doing this, prepping for this. We started years ago. It's been a real slow burn.
It's been a long
It's not at the top of the pile.
Yeah.
So that means you haven't gotten to Daredevil season 3 yet.
No, exactly, which is what I'm excited for.
Come on,
we've seen Daredevil 1, 2,
bullseye.
Jessica Jones 1, Defenders. Overall, I would say up until Defenders, all of those were at the very least good. All of them bloated. Then we get to Luke Cage. We made it 4 episodes in. And it just brought us to a crawl. It was just so hard. We just forgot about it. You know what I mean? And eventually I was like, hey, we're too close. Like,
Did you get through the one guy dying?
No.
Okay.
No. Yeah.
That was when I was like, what? Like I enjoyed that show. I enjoyed Luke Cage. I was enjoying myself at the time.
Yeah.
And then that happened. I was like, why did we do this? Now this whole season feels like we don't know what we're doing.
Yeah. And then we get to Defenders, and like, man, that show is so interesting. Not as bad as everybody made me think it was going to be.
Sure.
It very much is, I think, more than most things, literal, like, what if a comic book was a TV show? Like, they don't change the writing at all. It's like they're reading panels, and it doesn't fully work. Yeah. I kind of appreciate it for that reason, though. It was fun for me.
It's not Iron Fist level.
And that's not Iron Fist. Oh, I got introduced to this motherfucker. Everyone is right. He is the absolute worst thing I've ever seen on screen. Every time he's on, I'm like, what are we doing? Show me Daredevil. We have Daredevil here.
Yeah.
It's rough.
I like all of them so much more than him. But anyway, and Elektra, my baby girl. But anyways, yeah, Defenders ended. It's over. I can't believe
you lived through it.
I lived through it. Yeah, I'm very excited for season 3 though of Daredevil.
Okay.
I also finished Real Housewives of Atlanta. Finally, 15 seasons. Took us about 2 years.
That's huge.
We can talk about video games now.
Well, do you want to talk about this super chat from Ryan Povala Higgins that says Marvel rival reviews have been coming in?
Fuck.
We go to kindafunny.com/KF League 2024. I think is what it is. Maybe it's just KF League. You'll see, of course, I now have an 8 for Marvel rivals. All right. I begged you last week to stop the steal, to let the votes be counted, let the review points be counted. I am now 2 back. Wait, I'm looking at the rounded numbers, but 2 back. I'm just going to say 2 points because it's easier for me to say. All right. And so I'm going to click into Marvel Rivals right now. Thank you, Ryan, for keeping me this honest. I would like Tim to have to bequeath the trophy back to me. We are going to see. Oh, I did a thing that said blocked. That's weird. Now we're going to open this. Has GameSpot gone yet? That's my big question. GameSpot has not gone yet.
Don't do it, GameSpot.
All right. So if Tamor Hussein would just tell people to go do their jobs. I'm glad everyone at GameSpot got to go to the Jeff Keighley's Awards, get drunk off their asses, and not do their jobs of reviewing video games. You know what I mean? Well, hey, it's still coming for you. All right. And don't you think for a second that on December 31st, when it's all said and done, I won't drive my ass to your house to get my trophy from you, all right? You better take the fucking trophy home with you so that I can come, because I don't want to just come get it here.
I get it.
I don't want to just come get it from the sad office, no one here. I want to come get it from you, have a photo thing, and then I want you and me to get in the car and we go to Josh Broadwell's house. And we fucking tell him about it, all right?
Okay.
You had the chance to do the right thing, Josh. You had the chance to do the right thing, Games Radar Plus. And instead, you all sat on your keisters. And now, the good people at sites like Game Rant, Kotaku, well, they're on the score, Dual Shockers, they're doing God's work out there. Everyone, if you're working on a Marvel's rival review, I urge you, stay in line. Keep writing it. All right? Keep writing it. Score it. And get it to Open Critic as soon as you can. If you have no idea what we're talking about, please go check out the Kinda Funny Gamescast from Friday. For now, I'll remind you that this is Kinda Funny Games Daily. Each and every weekday on a variety of platforms, we run you through the nerdy video game news you need to know about. If you like that, of course, you need to be part of the show. If you're watching live, either on twitch.tv/kindafunnygames or youtube.com/kindafunnygames, you need to head to youtube.com/kindafunnygames and give us your super chats. Tell us your thoughts, your opinions, your questions about the day's news so you can be part of the show. Of course, if you're watching later, maybe on youtube.com/kindafunnygames or listening on podcast services around the globe, remember that this couldn't happen without your support. Sure, you're listening, you're liking, you're subscribing, that's great, but why not go to twitch.tv/kindafunnygames and give us that free Amazon Prime subscription you have? They call it Prime Gaming. We'd love it if you linked it and gave it to us. It expires every 30 days, so you have to keep doing it. Maybe you're just a YouTube person. Maybe you're driving your UPS truck listening on podcast services. It would help us out if you did it. Of course, what would be even more helpful, though, is to pick up a Kinda Funny membership, either on patreon.com/kindafunny or youtube.com/kindafunnygames. You can pick up the membership, get all of our shows ad-free, get the ability to watch the afternoon podcast live as we record them, get your daily dose of me, Greg Miller in a series I call Gregway, where I talk while I drive my car for like 15 to 20 minutes each and every time.
Can one of your Gregways be like your final predictions and thoughts for Superman?
Sure. Should I do it on the way into work on Thursday?
Yes.
Or will that be too late?
That's too late. That's too late.
I'll do it on Wednesday.
I like that.
Thank you. Put it on the calendar right now for me, or I will forget. Today's one is about my Superman movie memories, though. So you're already there, where I wax on and on about Superman for quite some time. I digress. Remember, we're an 11-person small business, all about live talk shows, which means we have an important programming update for you on Thursday. Like I already said, it is Superman Day. James Gunn is delivering us the Superman trailer. We will react and watch it live for the first time at 9 a.m. That will take the place of the day's GAMESCAST. So from 9 to 10, you're getting a screencast / trailer reacts, whatever, entertainment content from Kind of Funny of us nerding out about this. I assume we're going to watch it a billion times.
Yes.
Then you're going to quiz me on stuff. Mm-hmm. Then we're going to pull up articles from people who still haven't put up their Marvel Rival reviews, but we'll look at what they're saying about it. So we see, here's the Easter egg you missed, and in the back there was this shoe, and that was Turtle Boy reference, and all that stuff.
Turtle Boy.
I love Turtle Boy.
God, man, DC. James Gunn, please help us.
Oh, you'll get a Turtle Boy. I guarantee you get some Turtle Boy action in this thing.
Do you think
Jimmy Olsen? The Jimmy Olsen from Meet the Millers or whatever? Is that kid from the Quarry? Until the movie comes out, I don't even know their names.
Okay,
but it's that actor.
Okay, I believe you.
Help me out, chat.
We Meet the Millers, the movie with Jennifer Aniston and
yeah. Oh no, it's not that guy. It's not that guy. No, wait, no, is it that guy?
No way.
No,
it's not Will. It's not Skylar from Righteous Gemstones from The Quarry.
Oh, yes.
Thank you, Ryan.
The guy from Meet the Millers.
Yep. He's the guy who's Adam Warlock now.
Yes.
Yeah.
You can understand.
Gunn.
Huh?
James Gunn.
Connection. You understand my confusion, of course, though. Just very kid features. Now you're in a superhero flick. There you go. Nailed it. You know what I mean? That's how it's going to be.
Meet the Millers was one of the funniest movies I've ever seen.
It was a good one. That was a good one. I did like that movie. Anyways, like I said, 9 a.m. Superman trailer action, 10 a.m. Kind of Funny Games Daily, 11 a.m. Kind of Funny Happy Hour, our Patreon exclusive show where you can call in to talk to us and, of course, watch it exclusively on Patreon if you support at the $25 level. So consider picking that
Millers,
up.
The chat says.
What do we say?
Meet the Millers.
I'm pretty sure it's Meet the Millers. Chat doesn't know what they're talking about.
You know what I mean? Today, after Kind of Funny Games Daily, you're going to get the GAMESCAST. It's Gary Whitta's Helldivers 2 review. Whitta Wednesday himself will be here to talk to me, Snowbike Mike, and Joey about Helldivers, which I've been playing, Mike's been playing, Joey used to play, and then in the end, we're going to talk about Path of Exile 2 as well, because we've all been playing that. The stream is going to be a Hopemas 2024 holiday charity stream. What are we playing, Barrett?
The Mind.
This game Bless brought to Thanksgiving, and I fucking loved it. So here it is. We're playing over here. Huh? The card game. Yeah. If you remember, like I said, you're going to get today's Gregway, which I've already uploaded. Cool, Greg. I forgot to slack you, but it's uploaded. Thank you to our Patreon producers, Delaney Twining and Carl Jacobs. Today, we're brought to you by Heart Electric, Still Wakes the Deep, Aura Frames, and Marvel Snap. But we'll tell you about it later. For now, let's begin the show with what is and forever will be the Roper Report. Time for some news. 5 items on the Roper Report.
A baker's dozen.
Biggs5 says, I'd be more excited about Superman. It's already gone. But he was saying, so far, Guardians and Suicide Squad haven't meshed for him. They haven't brought him in. And I go the opposite way, where it's if he can make me care about Guardians of the Galaxy, I can only imagine what he's going to do with Superman.
Yeah, I mean, James Gunn has never let me down. Not a single time so far. Period.
Did you watch Slither?
I did.
Good.
I watched it for the first time 2 years ago. And I mean, it's good for what it is. One of, first movie, whatever. I thought, from then on, I'm like, this guy got the stuff.
Number 1 on the Roper Report has nothing to do with James Gunn and Superman, sadly. Black Myth Wukong director reportedly expresses disappointment over Game Awards snub. This is the one, the only, the bald one, Jordan Midler of VGC. Black Myth Wukong director Fang Ji has posted a lengthy statement thanking fans for their support following the Game Awards and expressing disappointment that the Game Science Action title didn't come away with the headline Game of the Year award. The hugely popular single-player title won the Action Game and the Community-Voted Players Vote Awards at the Game Awards, but it missed out on Game of the Year, which was won by Sony's Astrobot. In a post to the Chinese social media website Weibo, which has been machine translated, G reportedly claims that he even wrote his acceptance speech for the Game Awards 2 years ago.
Oh, God.
That's calling your fucking shot right there. That's calling your fucking shot right there. The post reportedly reads, in the end, it won Best Action and Player's Voice, especially the player's voice, which is gratifying. But I must admit that there are disappointments and regrets, ... The games nominated this year are all excellent, but I really don't understand the selection criteria for this year's Game of the Year. I came here for nothing, ! From yesterday to now, I have also seen strong dissatisfaction, unwillingness, and unhappiness in the comments of many players, most of them expressed in a humorous and deconstructive way, which is hilarious, the translation continues. I can fully understand this unwillingness to sympathize with this unhappiness because I know that behind these emotions, it is not pain and malice, but self-esteem and self-confidence. What? It's unclear if the tone of the post is sarcastic or joking, as several phrases in the post are humorous in tone. However, following the Game Awards, it was claimed by former Sony Santa Monica writer Alana Pierce that an unnamed developer from Game Science was seen crying when Astrobot was announced as the winner of Game of the Year.
I'm gonna be honest, I think it's weird that we're talking about this way. Like, I feel like this is one of those things where, like, there is a world where it's easy to, like, make fun of people for being sore losers. But I think that what this is of just, like, going through translations, not understanding tone at all, like them being Chinese developers and this being the biggest Chinese game we've ever seen, the way that it's being talked about, like, I feel like this is one of those, like, hey, I know there's a lot of things that we've pointed at and been like, hey, we don't like the way they're doing those things. I don't think that we need to be like calling people out for crying, calling people out for like being sad that their game didn't win. Again, I don't think that's necessarily, if what's being said here, not the best directly, these English words here, not the best way to handle this, but like, I think that it's a little not cool and yeah, not cool.
I'll go the opposite and say, fuck. No, I'm kidding. I'm with you. No, of course, we're reading through this. I'm reading for the first time. And so even the headline expresses disappointment over Game Awards snub. So here's where I am. I immediately deleted all the information from Game Awards, right? Other than Astrobot won, and I won Alana Pierce's Game of the Year thing yesterday because of it. I get here and I say snub, and I'm like, oh, I wasn't even thinking that Black Myth wasn't nominated for a lot of stuff. And then you start reading, well, it won 2 awards and it was nominated for Game of the Year. And so then as I'm reading the statement from the director, I'm waiting for the turn where he gets really angry and talks about like, this is unjust and unfair. And I didn't get that at all from this either, which I agree with you. And I think it's very important to call out that this is machine translated. There's a lot of room for translation and where you're going with it. But even as it's written, I'm not getting the I'm fucking angry and everybody sucks thing from it.
I think that everybody sucks is, the games nominated are all excellent, but I don't really understand the selection criteria for this year's Game of the Year. I came here for nothing. That kind of implies, hey, Astrobot it's a little kid's game. It's just a 3D platformer. Again, I'm adding a lot of context there.
What you think.
What I think, but that is what I think. But even if that's the case, like, I don't know. Clearly, they've shown that they speak differently in these forums and stuff. Not necessarily always a good thing, but this is just a place we've been before that has gotten people into trouble. And I just look at this and like every part about this that I've heard over the weekend, I'm like looking at, I'm like, I don't want to be a part of the people that are like laughing at this personally.
Sure. I'm fine with that. You don't have to be part of that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I'm surprised. Surprised you don't want to make fun of people, Greg.
I only want to make fun of the people who deserve it. Okay. All right? Like yourself. All right?
Very true.
Remember when I got you yesterday?
You got me.
Right, you up. Oh my God. Adam. Oh my God. Just fucking killing out there. Baby, get out of here. Yeah, I don't know. This is a weird one, like you said. I think there's so many translation things going through it, and I came here for nothing ! Totally reads as a joke to me, but again, it's not in the native. I'm not in my native language or whatever, nor do I see it. Then to jump down to this Alana part of seeing somebody crying after that, I totally get that. Like, I think one thing doesn't equate the other, right? I think I totally get crying if your game didn't win Game of the Year. You were up for Game of the Year and you really wanted that. I probably would have cried if I didn't win Trending Gamer of the Year. I would have been cool with it at the moment. You know what I mean? You're excited and it's an honor to be nominated and so on and so forth. But like, especially for if you really thought you were going to do it, if you really thought you were going to pull it off.
Yeah.
I understand that.
Yeah, it's it's
passion.
I get the sore loser thing, and I get the like, hey, if you're going to play this game and be in the circus, you kind of got to like show up and present yourself a certain way. I just feel like all that stuff is also, I don't know. I just there's a lot of hypocrisy here. I feel I'm just some of the people I know talking about this. I'm just like, I've seen you talk another way about very similar things, and I don't like it. Barrett,
I didn't see anybody talk about this weekend.
I just, the one phrase a lot of people have said over the weekend is sore loser, which I just personally find funny because they did win 2 awards. So it's like more so sore winner in a way. I think the thing that, I have a very specific opinion about this, and I'm not going to get into that, but I think just looking at the reaction towards this weekend, I think between the crying at the award show, yes, a lot of this can be interpreted maybe in a more sarcastic tone, all of this stuff. We don't fully know what the intent behind some of these phrases were, but I think there's an underlying sentiment from the response which felt very like, and I don't know if this is what they meant by this, but it comes across as we made this game to get these awards, and less so we wanted to make this game. And I think that is what's kind of rubbing people the wrong way in the reaction. Again, like you guys have said, machine translation, text doesn't equate to intent and context and all that stuff. But I just kind of wanted to add that as well, at least in how it reads and how people took people took away from it.
This is a big thing this weekend. I totally missed this. Didn't see anybody talk about it.
Big thing.
Yeah, a big internet thing. Big internet thing. All right, yeah. Interesting. I guess we've said all we can then on it of not our language, don't know what's happening. I'm definitely not at all backed by I've seen so many people calling out other things that are, this is what's going on and this is what's going on. Like I saw somebody go by and say like, oh man, like it was conceded to write your speech 2 years ago. Again, I feel like to me that I'm reading the black and white of this page knowing nothing about anything else or these people or yada, yada, yada. It smacks to me of like when Jim Carrey was 19 and wrote himself $1 million check, right? Like, here's something to motivate me to go do it. Or I think it's so good that I'm so proud, or I'm on the path to being so proud of it. But
yeah, I also do think that there is a cultural aspect to this, that there are problems too, absolutely, and we have seen that play out. But this is such a big deal for a Chinese game to be recognized at the Game Awards this way. I do think that to these developers, there's a different level of, oh man, like the Game Awards pressure is the biggest thing possible. And like, whether or not it's pressure, it's just more like, hey, we're on the world stage here. You know?
Yeah.
So, I said what I said.
Tim said what he said, everybody. All right. He said what he said. Cool, Greg. We're going to leave it at that. Thank you. Number 2 on the Roper Report, the Nintendo Switch 2, as described by Dbrand. This is Jay Peters and Sean Hollister over at The Verge. Nintendo is inching ever closer to its promised deadline to reveal the Switch's successor before April 2025. But new leaks from case manufacturers appear to reveal exactly what the Nintendo's next console could look like, and a few notable upgrades it might have over the original Switch. We have images, apparently. We were inspired to write this article in the first place because of Dbrand's just announced Kill Switch 2 case. The website for the product features an in-motion render of the case and, inside, a mock-up of hardware that has some key differences from the Switch and Switch OLED. The new console appears to be larger, and it has a mysterious new second button on the right Joy-Con under the home button. Accessory leaks over the past several days have shown a similar potential design for the hardware. It seems Dbrand is reasonably confident in the case, but we asked CEO Adam Ijaz to be sure. He says Dbrand has, quote, actual dimensions, end quote, not an educated guess, based on a 3D scan of the real hardware. When we asked how he knows that, Ijaz only said, quote, nice try, Nintendo. Not getting me.
Hey, Barrett, can you do me a favor on the side?
You're not getting me, devil.
There's all those articles. The second one, can you Slack me that? I need to read that later. HDMI 2.2.
No, I saw Chris Ostertag complaining about this.
Fuck, man.
Yeah, he was not happy about the 2.2 over the weekend.
This is bad.
See, that was the news I saw.
This Switch stuff, like, all right, this is it, everybody. Like, we've now seen this exact same shape and dimensioned successor to the Nintendo Switch multiple times from different leaks, different accessory creators. Like, we know what we're looking at now. It's exciting.
Based on Dbrand's measurement, the next Switch, which we'll call the Switch 2, will both be larger and taller than Nintendo Switch OLED, but roughly the same thickness. Nintendo's spec sheet shows its previous handheld is 242 millimeters wide, 102 millimeters tall, and 13.9 millimeters thick, where iJazz says the Switch 2 should measure 270 millimeters wide, 116 millimeters tall, and 14 millimeters thick, with the console portion taking up 200 millimeters worth of that width. iJazz says it's his understanding that Joy-Cons are magnetically attached with an eject button that's on the back of the Joy-Cons near the top, and his new case takes advantage of the detachable controllers. He says the controller portion of Dbrand's case, which can detach with them inside. He doesn't know what the second square button is under the home button, which he says has a C printed on it. The left Joy-Con is Dbrand's mock-up still has the button of the left Joy-Con, which is where you'll find the capture button on the original Switch. So it's unclear if this C button now means capture or if both buttons work differently.
This GIF is fucking hilarious the longer it goes.
While it's highly unusual for an accessory maker to publicly reveal this much about a product from a powerful, litigious company like Nintendo, it's not surprising that Dbrand's the one stepping up to the plate. Having beef with console makers is an intentional part of its marketing strategy, and Nintendo is a frequent target. Like that Zelda skin that was the middle finger to Nintendo's lawyer, or the quote-unquote not Animal Crossing one. Much of what Dbrand is showing and what iJazz is saying lines up with a video from Switch Up showing what it calls a Switch 2 mock-up sent to them by a case manufacturer.
So yeah, this is one of those where there's smoke situations. I think this is exactly what the Switch 2 is going to end up looking like. And I'm here for it. Some of the cool things they were talking about, the Joy-Cons, it seems like because of the magnets, sounds like this tech is very impressive. And there's 2 buttons on the back to kind of release it, which I'm excited about because one of my bigger issues with the Nintendo Switch all the way up to the OLED is how loosey-goosey, thank you very much, the Joy-Cons eventually get. Even when you get brand new Joy-Cons, just the rails on the Switch itself kind of just feels a little loose. And like it for a handheld, I feel like there's a lot of like laying down, tweaking it around like to get comfortable. And it always feels like you're fighting against the machine. So I'm hoping that these magnets can kind of solve that. And in addition to that, the bigger size, I think, is going to go a long way. Like the Joy-Cons are serviceable for what they are, but I feel like just a little bit bigger. And there's a nice sweet spot to be able to like get the ergonomics right. And they're talking about better triggers as well, which I think is going to go a long way for more modern games. Having the Switch kind of be able to be able to stand up there with the PlayStations and Xboxes. Again, I think closer than we've seen since the PS2 generation with GameCube and Xbox. So I'm really excited for it.
How much longer do I have to wait?
I mean, at this point, all signs are pointing to January reveal. A couple months later, I think March, more blowout event, and then a May, June release. But
do you think they'll reveal it during our 10th anniversary stream, January 3rd?
I don't. On a Friday, I don't.
We could ask them.
We could ask them. Mr. Nintendo. I don't know that we want that, though. Unless they do it here.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Oh, yeah.
It's part of our stream.
Well, we can start saying that it's going to happen.
We can start saying it's possible.
Yeah, it's possible.
It's possible,
yeah,
right?
You're right. That'll get more ass.
Yeah. Huh, okay. Well, I'm excited.
What I'm also excited about is
they're multiplying like gremlins.
Taki Udon, who is the guy that makes the OLED mods that I just did, my Switch Lite mod that I just did. He was saying that if there is no OLED version of the Switch 2, that he's going to make it a priority to get right on that. Thank God.
Wow, look at that.
I'm still holding out hope, though, that Nintendo's not going to fuck this up.
Nintendo's going to fuck this up. Samuel super chats and says, hey guys, 2 slightly off-topic questions. Fuck you, Samuel. You asked him early, but then the topic came to you. So there you go. Number 1, is there a reason we never got a Tears of the Kingdom spoiler cast? And number 2, why did the Switch 2 prediction gamescast never actually happen? All the love, Samuel.
Tears of the Kingdom spoiler cast was just tough because the Nintendo only gives us one code, and then one of us plays through the game, and then whoever else gets the Nintendo games, whenever they get it, they just usually buy it themselves at some point on their schedule, and then lining up all the people playing the game, beating the game, remembering what they played months ago to get a spoiler cast together, very difficult.
Yeah, if we don't have multiple things for an embargo, it's tough to have everyone on the same page.
So that's the reason. It's just simple scheduling and like how backed up that all gets. I will say though, Barrett did an amazing.
I was gonna say we do have a Zelda Tears of the Kingdom spoiler cast. It's just hidden in review, Zelda in review, where I review and ranked every major Zelda game. and added Tears of the Kingdom to the ranking and did a whole hefty breakdown of the story and all that stuff. So if you want something fun like that.
Baron, I'm just telling you, don't wear hats. You look great in this. I mean, you don't look bad in a hat either, but I'm just saying, like.
No, I mean, I'm gonna pull this back up. No, like, I needed to shave my fucking
Look at
head.
This guy. I like
it
this
was
guy.
time. It was
I
time.
like this guy.
What a cool stuff.
I also like this game. God, I think about Tears of the Kingdom all the fucking time. And Barrett, I think about that video a lot too. You really crushed it. So if you're looking for like actual good, in-depth kind of thinking about Tears of the Kingdom, yeah, Barrett did a great job as a spoiler cast. So check out Zelda in review. And then in terms of the Switch thing, it really is just kind of we're in this nebulous like on the next, like we thought it was going to be this year. I thought it was going to be this year, and now it kind of became clear it's not. So we're like, all right, cool. We can push back those predictions till later. And also, what happens a lot of kind of funny, including today, we have a plan for the week, and then James Gunn's like, hey, the Superman trailer comes out, so we need to kind of like juggle around some things, and we're always just trying to do whatever the best content is possible.
Yeah, if Nintendo's going to give us more runway for that, we'll take more runway for it. And I think then again, what are your Switch 2 predictions makes a lot of sense 2 days before the Switch 2, we know it's happening, right? Like, there you go. It'll happen eventually. Don't worry, Nintendo fans. And don't you worry, ladies, gentlemen, and NB. Kind of funny it'll be here for you as long as you keep supporting it. That's right, of course. You can give us $10 to get all of our shows ad-free. Get the ability to watch live as we record the afternoon podcast, like in review. We had to do Craven on Friday. And, of course, get a daily dose of me, Gregway. Or, like we're talking about on Thursday after all the Superman stuff, right? You can get the happy hour, which is a Patreon benefit as well. You can get, the merch sent to you every month and all that jazz. There's a bunch of amazing things you can pick up on patreon.com/kindafunny or youtube.com/kindafunny games. But I digress. Right now, you're not using any of your membership benefits. So here's a word from our sponsors.
This episode's brought to you by Heart Electric. Heart Electric is an upcoming 4-team arena shooter with a fresh twist. Outthink and outplay your opponents to ultimately come out on top in the battle for life-sustaining energy. Made by developers from the Battlefield series and Helldivers 2, Heart Electric is all about eliminating 3 other teams by dropping their energy to 0 while keeping your team's energy supply high. How you keep yourself in play is up to your own scheming. Take a direct approach and steal energy from other teams' bases, or complete assignments while staying out of the spotlight. When one team takes the lead, do you communicate with the other teams and form a temporary truce? Or do you take advantage of the panic to launch a sneaky assault on the weakest link? Heart Electric's winter playtest is going down January 18th, starting at noon Eastern Time. Sign up through Steam to not miss the chance to try the next big FPS. Heart Electric. If you're ready to feel the pulse and beat the odds, jump into Heart Electric on January 18th. Visit bit.ly/HeartElectricKF to sign up and feel the pulse. Still Wakes the Deep is a first-person narrative horror game from the genre masters at the Chinese Room. Featuring an all-star cast of Scottish actors, it combines grounded storytelling with unknowable horror for a truly unique and terrifying adventure. Set at Christmas 1975, you play as Kaz McCleary, a family man running from the police by taking a job on the Baradi oil rig. But the holiday cheer turns to festive fear as something incomprehensible comes aboard and starts wiping out everything in its path. With your escape routes cut off and no way to contact the mainland, your only hope is to run and hide as you make your way across the collapsing rig. Navigate pitch-black corridors, crawl through tight underwater spaces, and try not to make a sound during tense stealth sections. Whatever you are afraid of, Still Wakes the Deep has something that will freak you out. To celebrate the festive season, Still Wakes the Deep is currently 35% off on Xbox Series X and S and PlayStation 5. Buy today and add some horror to your holidays. This episode's brought to you by Aura Frames. Let's be honest, what most people really want for the holidays is to see their favorite people more often. That's why this year, the best gift that you can give, besides plane tickets, is an Aura digital picture frame. Aura Frames are incredibly smart and easy to use, allowing you to upload unlimited photos and videos directly from your phone to the frame. Plus, you can order the frame online and preload it with photos and videos using the Aura app, so it's ready to go right out of the box. Greg, Kevin, and a ton of people here at Kinda Funny are obsessed with their Aura frames. It takes about 2 minutes to set up a frame using the Aura app. That means you'll be able to easily add all of the photos of the new memories you make this holiday season. Save on the perfect gift by visiting auraframes.com to get $35 off Aura's best-selling Carver matte frames by using promo code KINDAFUNNY at checkout. That's AURA frames.com, promo code KINDAFUNNY. This deal is exclusive to listeners, so get yours now in time for the holidays. Terms and conditions apply. OurFrames.com, promo code kinda funny. This episode's brought to you by Marvel Snap. Y'all know Marvel Snap completely took over my life when it burst on the scene 2 years ago. I love it so much that I even mentioned Marvel Snap in my own wedding vows, because to this day, my wife Gia is so obsessed that she has not missed a single day of completing her challenges. Marvel Snap is an award-winning collectible card game that combines deep strategy, a unique snapping mechanic, and your favorite Marvel characters with thousands of unique card art variants created by renowned artists to collect and use. New cards are released every week, new seasons every month, and frequent events keep the game fresh and exciting. Each game only takes about 3 minutes, so you can get in and out wherever you are. And with more than 270 cards in Marvel Snap with over 2,000 unique art variants, you'll always find some new fun. Art is central to Marvel Snap. They have partnered with over 300 renowned artists to create all of the unique art in the game, and it's always cool to see the new designs. Download the Marvel Snap app now, available on the App Store, Google Play, and Steam, or visit marvelsnap.com to learn more.
We're back with number 3, like the Dudley Boys. Capcom says it's working on reactivating other dormant IPs like Onimusha and Okami.
Can I stop you right there?
I was going to say, you sure should.
I just want to let you know that all weekend, I got Onimusha on the mind.
I'm sure you did.
Like most weekends. But this one was different. This one had a sense of victory to it. I rewatched that trailer like 15 times.
Yeah.
I am beside myself that this game's actually coming out.
How quickly did you show it to Gia?
Immediately.
Yeah.
Immediately, yeah.
Did she feign interest?
No.
Okay.
No.
Because she's heard about Onimusha a long
Yeah,
time.
oh yeah, she's heard me talking. But yeah. She's like, Tim, like you are such a Tim. And I'm like, I know. I very much am. But yeah, it's wild that this is happening. It ending with the 2026. I like that. Like I feel like that gives me hope that we're actually going to see it in 2026. You know what I mean? Call that shot out there. Capcom's been so good.
I heard they already wrote their acceptance speech.
Exactly. God, if Onimusha gets nominated for Game of the Year, if it's that good,
can you imagine?
Oh, and it looks good, Greg. It looks really good. And Okami. Oh my God, Okami.
We go to Jordan Miller's reporting over at VGC. Capcom has said it's working on quote-unquote reactivating dormant IPs following the announcements of Onimusha and Okami sequels this week. On Thursday, the Japanese development giant announced that it is developing a new entry in the Onimusha franchise, the first in several years. The game, which is set to release in 2026, will be a new entry in one of the many Capcom franchises that fans have requested new games from for some time. Now, Capcom has said that it's working on bringing more legacy franchises back in modern forms. Quote, in addition to regularly releasing major new titles each year, Capcom is focusing on reactivating dormant IPs that haven't had a new title launch recently, a statement on the company's investor relations site says. The company is working to further enhance corporate value by leveraging its rich library of content, which includes reviving past IPs like the 2 titles announced above, in order to continuously produce highly efficient, high-quality titles, end quote.
What a concept. What a wild concept for a developer out there to say, in addition to regularly releasing major new titles, Capcom's also focusing on reactivating dormant IPs. It's like, yeah, let's do that. But let's only do that when we're in the place to do it correctly. And Capcom are there. They've
learned so much from Resident Evil.
Yeah. I mean, even Devil May Cry 5 coming back and being as good as it was and selling well, right? Like not breaking the records and stuff like Resident Evil did, like Monster Hunter did. Capcom is in the best spot it's ever been, and it now can go back and kind of pull out some things that have value to them that we haven't seen in a while. Onimusha, Dino Crisis, Mega Man. Where's the boy?
Yeah,
he's gonna come.
You have to. I mean, so right now, what do you think is number one on deck? We've got this down. What is the one that has to get? This is the next that has to get made.
I mean, the fact that we got Onimusha and Okami.
Yeah,
though that's 2 of them. Holy crap. Like,
so next has to be Mega Man?
Let's just be real. Like, I want to have a conversation here because I don't want to sound more delusional than I actually am.
Okay, sure.
Like, I understand Onimusha's place in the hierarchy of all of this. Like, I am not saying that Onimusha...
The hierarchy of power in Capcom's universe has shifted.
Okami, though, was a little bit different. Like, there was a critical acclaim to Okami that... Okami's like one of the greats, you know? Onimusha, I think, was way more a place in time of... it's a bygone era where you get 4 games a console generation of these sequels, what almost feels annualized. And Onimusha very much in the, like, when you look at Onimusha, even just 1 through 3, but you can also include 4 on that PS2, the games are so radically different, and you see them kind of expand from 1, which is very much just a small Resident Evil PS1 game, right?
Yeah.
Same exact style of survival horror, same exact control, same exact puzzles, like very, very similar. Then 2 expands that a bit. 3 completely opens up and plays a lot more similarly to Devil May Cry, like way more action-focused, analog controls. And then 4 is a full-on analog action game. Like, I feel like that franchise has evolved so much already. And all of the games, very, very good to great. But I don't think any of them were like, clearly none of them were as good as Resident Evil 4. For example, sure, right? Sure. But I think, and even getting the remaster of 1 a couple years ago, it really kind of showed what Onimusha 1 was, which was a very early PS2 game. If I remember correctly, it was one of the blue bottom PS2 games. Like, it was a CD.
Yeah.
The game is very short. It's like 4.5 hours to beat. And so there's a lot of room to grow. And then playing that in like 2019 when it re-released, I was kind of like, I love Onimusha, but like, I don't know about this.
It's hard to justify this.
Seeing this trailer obviously makes me feel very differently, but like knowing what the RE engine has done, seeing the RE2, 3, 4 remakes, seeing what the RE engine could do for Devil May Cry 5, I have so much more hope there. Okami, I feel like, is the tougher one because that game is going to be compared to Okami.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah. What do you think, and this is going to sound crazy, do you think for Okami there's a lot of people who, is Okami more a myth at this point? I feel like we always get in this thing where we grew up / was working at IGN when Okami's like popping off, right? So it's like, I remember Okami, and I remember the DS one where you're the pup, but it's like, I feel like current gamers, have they gone back and played Okami? And I know there's been re-releases and this and the other.
I mean, I think that that's a difficult question to answer because I think the answer is yes and no. I don't think that every single gamer ever is, but I do think that there is a big audience out there of people that are interested in video games past just like, I play what I like, but the ones that want to dive deeper and look back into history and be like, hey, I really do like Legend of Zelda. My first one was Breath of the Wild. I went back and I played some of the other games. What are other games like this? If you type in best games like Zelda, Okami's going to come up.
Yeah.
And they've done a good job, I think, of putting it out on different platforms and keeping up with it since its original release. So I do think that there's a knowledge of Okami, and when Jeff presents it like it's the second coming of Jesus, I think that also is going to add a lot more interest for people. That's good, though. You know,
yeah, of course.
That is something I do not want to undersell, is that Jeff positioned Okami 2 as the big deal that I wish that it would be to people, you know, and I feel like that's what shifts this. But yeah, Okami's definitely not the biggest franchise.
Sure.
You know?
Yeah, no, it's just, I mean, sure, I want to make sure when we're talking about this, right? Like, I think it's an interesting starting point. It's something that obviously make people excited. It was a great Game Awards announcement. It's going to be beautiful. Games are in a different place even than they were with the original Okami, right? Where I think a sequel to Okami that is gorgeous in art and doing all this and music is going to do so much better now than it would have been back then.
I mean, like, that is actually the crazy biggest question here, because you look at what Okami was emulating back in the day or paying homage to, and it was Ocarina of Time, right? This was a game coming out around Twilight Princess after Wind Waker. Like, it very much was in that vibe and style of a traditional Zelda 3D with dungeons. Then Breath of the Wild changed the Zelda game. Is Okami going to follow that too? Or is Okami going to kind of fill the gap that we've had
for classic Zelda?
For classic 3D dungeon style games, which would be, I mean, I think that's the move. And I think Capcom knows that's the move.
Okay.
Capcom's smart.
M. Night Shyamalan, super chats, just like you can to be part of the show, and says, do you think we could ever get a Mega Man like Metroid Prime?
Yes.
What is Mega Man? What are they actually going to do when they finally say we're reinvigorating Mega Man and bringing him out? What is it going to be?
I think that it needs to be something like that. I think that Mega Man, well, we just saw this Onimusha trailer compared to what the Onimusha games used to be. I feel like that's what we need for Mega Man. Because if they just come out and it's Mega Man 12, or if they come out and it's a Mega Man that, you know, like has like old school trappings, that's going to be very exciting to a lot of people. And I would rather that than not that. We've just had so much of that I think that it's time for Mega Man to have a bigger moment of like, oh, Mega Man is an IP that Capcom's going to look at as one of the heavy hitters.
Yeah.
And they can. It's Mega Man, one of the most known video game IPs, period, whether you've played one ever or not.
Sure. Okay. Do you think he's next?
I think he's next.
Yeah.
He's
got to be next.
Yeah, I think Dino Crisis is an easy one too to
people love dinosaurs.
Throw out there because people love dinosaurs, and I just think that the style of games like Resident Evil, Onimusha, Dino Crisis, like they got it down. They're working on all those, so I think Dino Crisis will come eventually, but I think Mega Man is definitely the priority. There's also a ton of fighting games. I think that's an important thing to point out too. Like if they want more IP to go back to, Marvel vs. Capcom, if not that, Darkstalkers, if not that, any of the many, many, many fighting games that Capcom has access to for sequels. They've already done a great job in the last year and going forward of bringing back the classics, like just in like porting them over, but new fighting games, I think, is the next step.
Okay. Let's move on to number 4 on the Roper Report. Thursday's surprise Helldivers 2 update also added its first FOMO weapon. This is Morgan Park at PC Gamer. My feelings on Helldivers 2 Omens of Tyranny update can so far be described in bursts of, quote, oh, this car is awesome, and, quote, are you kidding me? The Illuminate are incredible. But there is also one surprise waiting for me in Helldivers 2 this morning that I wasn't happy to see. Arrowhead isn't just selling armor in the store tab anymore, but weapons too. Well, one weapon for now. The stun baton, one of 2 melee options new to the shooter, can only be unlocked by purchasing it directly from the Superstore for 200 super credits. Unless I've been living under a rock, this is the first time Arrowhead has sold a non-armor item outside of a war bond, Helldivers 2's Battle Pass-like progression system. I'm uneasy about the precedent this sets for the future of the game. Of course, the article goes on and stuff, but they're talking about that slow tip, the slippery slope of pay to win or whatever. Tim, do you worry? Do you care?
I mean, yeah, but I think that Helldivers will course correct. Like, I think that they've shown that they listen to the community, and if they go a little too far pushing the line, they'll listen and pull it back.
Golden Spider is saying 6 true. That's not true. It's in the War Bond too. Well, maybe he said. Did he say only? He might have said only. But I think it's the idea that you'd have to unlock it in the War Bond as you got, whereas this is an instant unlock, let alone the fact that he talks about the stun baton, one of 2 melee options new to the shooter. So is it the same? And I don't know. I know that it's there, but I don't know if it's the same baton as the one in the War Bond. But I digress. Just talking in there.
Yeah. I mean,
okay,
it doesn't sound good
Bibble
here.
says staff is in the War Bond, baton is in the store. They're different weapons. Thank you.
This doesn't sound great for the ethos of Helldivers, but
Yeah.
I think that they'll fix on the ethos of Helldivers, fix it.
Yeah, that's my thing about it too, where it's like, I played this weekend. We played, of course, after the Game Awards. I fucking love Helldivers. I love this update. I'm having so much fun. I'm excited to talk to Gary about it, who I'm sure has put another 500 hours somehow this weekend into it. Yeah, like Helldivers in Arrowhead, I should say, actually, is so committed to Helldivers that if this was an oversight that's overstepping their bounds, I think they'd fix it and go back. But again, if it's just a different version or whatever, I also hated the batons are cute, but when I was playing with them, they, you're surrounded by the zombie Illuminate. I'm hitting them all, and I'm just getting killed anyway. So it's like, I don't know if it's worth it or how it goes. And also, of course, it's PvP. So, or I'm sorry, PvE. So, do we really care? This, that, the other. There's a million different things to it. I just think the war bonds are still cool, still unlocking a bunch of stuff, having fun out there. It doesn't affect my gameplay. I want to care about it. Yeah, but we'll see what Gary thinks when he comes on the GamesCast. Review it right after this.
Mm-hmm. Sounds like a big deal.
Tim, having the writer of the Book of Eli in the office is a huge deal. But I'm sick of the big news. If I wanted something smaller, say the tiniest news I needed to know about, where would I go?
You go to our last story, the Wii News channel, where we cover all the small news items that you need to know about.
Number 5, the Wii News. From Genki Japan, Final Fantasy VII Remake Integrate on PlayStation 5 and PC has been updated with features to make it faster to complete. These include Head Start is now available from New Game Plus from the New Game menu. Start the game with the character level and inventory already powered up. Characters start at level 45 with equivalent SP. A number of materia at max level and items useful to your adventure. Gear and accessories usually available towards the middle of the game, middle to the end of the story. 50,000 gil and fast forward event scenes. This will allow you to watch the scene without skipping over it at 1.5 or 2.0 times speed.
This is worth talking about, and I don't know where exactly is the best place to do it, and maybe right here, right now is. But I think that this is interesting in some ways where it's like, okay, well, are you just saying that the game's not worth playing at normal speed and you're just like allow you to skip all the stuff? Like, what's the point of the game then?
Yeah.
But the other side is like, this is very brilliant for the part 1, where part 2 is about to be released on PC in the coming months, right? To give people the opportunity to catch up, especially when we're talking about games that are as big and long as Final Fantasy VII, the remake series. So getting people prepped for Rebirth, I think this is kind of a great call, and a lot of really cool features that remind me a lot of old games being ported over with the fast forward features or save states, or just like, quality of life stuff of just being like, hey, we know y'all don't have hella time, but jump in. I think that this is a brilliant marketing thing, a little weird from a gameplay perspective.
Okay. I think options are always great. I think the fact that the game's already existed and you could go do it and whatever, if this has been what's been stopping you, it's a nice thing to toss in there, right? And again, to get people up to speed to jump into the next one. Let's go for it. Elden Ring has shipped over 28.6 million copies worldwide. A lot of copies, Tim.
That is honestly incredibly impressive.
Indeed. CD Projekt Red has confirmed that Ciara Berkeley replaced Joe Wyatt as Ciri in The Witcher 4. Of course, that was the stuff I saw getting clipped around all over it. We have a super chat from Keenan who says, how about all the ridiculousness of people talking trash about Ciri and the new protagonist in Intergalactic? It's not like people complain about Alex, Ellie, Lara, Samus, or Aloy. I just don't get it. Keenan, there's a lot of money to be made by farming outrage. And so people like to farm outrage as if there's never been a playable female protagonist before, and that is something that you need to get mad about. So don't give it oxygen, and it'll go away, because those people have to go find something else to farm outrage about. Stellar, in your final piece of Wii news, Stellar Blade holiday-themed event, which includes new cosmetics, seasonal music, and a new minigame, launches December 17th.
Ho, ho, ho. Merry Christmas.
That was great. You crushed it. How do you like having a Christmas tree?
It's really nice. Moose likes to eat it.
Yeah?
That's not so nice. Then his little tummy hurts.
Yeah.
But then he's really cute when he's laying there all sad. But I'm like, dude,
you're filled with pine cones.
Yourself,
yeah, filled with pine cones. Pine needles, I guess, technically.
Yeah, my tree looks dope as shit, though.
Can I see photos eventually?
Yeah.
Thank you.
I feel like you need to see a video, though. Because it's the hue lights that really bring it together.
I want to see that. Hell yeah, I want to see that. And that's the end of Wii News. We move from Wii News to the beloved Super Chats. Remember, of course, you can be part of the show, youtube.com/kindafunnygames with your question, comments, concerns, or just like Mac and Awesome, birthday tax. Love you. Thanks for the NB inclusion. Happy birthday, Mac and Awesome, and no problem for the NB inclusion. Mitchell is a Kind of Funny member for 11 months and uses that to say, Greg, when you do win Fantasy Critic, will we get a Gregway of you going to Tim's house to get your trophy? Also, thank you all for everything you do. You're the best part of my day, smiley emojicon. Thank you for making the best part of our day, making content with this. And Tim, I don't know what I'm going to do when we stop the seal, overthrow this, and come for this trophy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, anything could happen.
There it is. Why is Mike not approved this trade? Not to mention, can we do this? I'm not even sure if you can do this trade. I don't know if you can trade games that have already...
It's so weird that it let you propose this trade.
Yeah.
The games have already scored. I think if he approves it, I think the site will automatically block it. But
got it.
It's an interesting test.
See if Mike would just help me out, you know what I mean?
I think he doesn't want to do it because then that gets him lower on the he wouldn't.
I mean, he opened it on the stream with me. It was like, it's not here. So I mean, he would have done it. Mike will do whatever I say. Mike's a good friend. Kuma says, has Greggy and Timmy seen Brightburn? If not, will it be the Superman in the review series? James Gunn produced it.
I never saw it.
I have seen Brightburn. Come on, of course I went and saw Brightburn. You kidding me? Great alternate reality Superman story there of what would happen if the Kents raised Superman, but he wasn't here for good. Yeah, really good. It'd be fun to toss it in. I don't know if you would.
Yeah, I would probably.
I'm going to lobby harder for Supergirl.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because here's the thing.
Mm-hmm.
One day you'll bend the knee and let me do Superman in review.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why you hate me.
I do.
I don't know why you won't let me do it.
Yeah.
But when we get there, it's going to be the Superman movies. It's going to be Supergirl. It's going to be Brightburn, all right? We're going to have some fucking fun, all right? Because I'm sick of it, everybody. They'll go and review The Hobbits.
We didn't.
They'll go.
We didn't.
And in review Indiana Jones. They'll go and in review Scream when I can't do it because I'm having a baby. You know what I mean? I would have loved to have been on Scream and review.
That's
you know
really
what I mean?
fucked up of them, Greg.
Barrett, don't even get me started on the injustices that happened when I left to have a baby. All right?
Remember Kevin when they tried to take CEO away from you?
I do. Kevin left. They did nothing interesting around here for 2 months. They waited for him. All Greg's asking for is Superman in review.
Is it zooming in more than it normally does? Like, how are we doing this?
I've also said I want Aliens vs. Predator in review. I've also said we should probably go back and do Ghostbusters in review again because a lot of people had bad opinions. I'm saying we need to do Kevin Smith the right way because we remember him watch the wrong version of Mallrats because he bootlegged it all, and then he still went through with the interview. Right? He didn't stop it. Then he didn't stop the interview to do the right thing. Meanwhile, I got to take my elderly mother here, trying to see her grandson. I got to take her to see Craven. That's what I got to do on a Friday. New Helldivers content. Can I fucking play it? No, I gotta go see Craven. Should I stream it? Or we make money streaming, right? No, let's go see Craven. That's what we need to see. Anna Taylor-Joy's abs as she plays Craven.
Oh my God. So close. So close. And with that, what a beautiful end.
I want you to watch Brightburn eventually. You know what I mean? Even if you never will, let me do what I want to do around here.
No, I want to watch it.
Let's get 2 more super chats and get out of here. So Gary, actually, fuck, there's a lot more than that. Delaney20 says, happy last week, kind of funny crew. Hope you all have a good holiday break. We will see you in January. Love you all, especially the Trogs. Beyond. Remember, of course, yes, we will be back in January. This is our final week of content. Next week off. Then the 4/5 of January's first week off because we'll come back on January 3rd for Kind of Funny Day, year 10. It's going to be insane. Hella Drove says Gollum should have been Game of the Year. Get out of here.
This year's insane. This week's about to be insane, though. Not only are we getting the Superman trailer reaction, we're also finally getting Sonic the Hedgehog 3.
Nobody cares about that.
I think a lot of people do.
And again, Barrett, hit me with the Zoom. Fuck. Okay. Hey, everybody. Are you a fucking weird pervert who wants to see this blue thing run fast? Let's do fucking that. Let's in review that shit. Let's give it multiple screencasts. Let's dress up in costumes that show your junk. Let's fucking, that's what we do here. Greg Miller, founding father. 10 years, no Superman. Superman review. Why would we do that, Greg? Then, the fucking audacity of these people to do Spider-Man in review and just shit all over the Raimi films. Just like out of the gate, just shit on them. And then what do we get? Movies so objectively worse and terrible. They have to go over them, just bend over. You fucking Andy's doing Matrix moves out there trying to dodge the criticisms of how badly they Spider-Man 2, Spider-Man 1, fucking indignant. Fuck it! Ryan super chats and says, happy Superman week to all who celebrate. There's no way this movie can be bad.
No way the movie can be bad.
I haven't said that one about this one yet.
Not yet.
I believe it, but I haven't said it.
Yeah.
Julio says a first-person Pac-Man VR game for MetaQuest. I'm not sure if that's an announcement, if that's news, or if that's you demanding that, Julio. Cool. Yeah. And then Fade and 2 Gaming gets the final super chat and says, hey, Greg and Tim, with all these game announcements being made, does it pave the way for other games like Xenogears and Chrono Trigger and Legend of Dragoon?
If I'm a betting man, we will see Chrono Trigger HD 2D at some point. Xenogears, we're just gonna get like a straight remastered port. It's not gonna be anything fancy. I don't think we ever see Legend of Dragoon again.
Okay, fair enough. And then we go to kindoffunny.com/you're-wrong where you can correct us with something we say. Lucid Dream says, Helldivers 2, the author failed to mention that you can earn super credits through normal gameplay. Items can be earned without spending real money on things. Yeah. I think there's multiple issues, and I agree the author, and we didn't read the entire article of like what they're the most bent out of shape about, but I do think the FOMO of, yes, you could grind the credits and buy the thing from the store that way, but there's also is it going to be on the store that long? Should I spend the money right now and just get it? I think that's part of their argument, but again, I'm not the author, so I'm not jumping into it. And then Kebab says, breaking news, Peggy has given Balatro an 18+ rating. The creator, Local Thunk, fires back with, since Peggy gave us an 18+ rating for having evil playing cards, maybe I should add microtransactions, loot boxes, and real gambling to lower the rating to a 3+ like EA Sports FC. God damn.
Dang.
Fucking got him.
Speaking of getting them, we got Gary Whitta. That's right. Gary's here to review Helldivers 2 with me, Joey, and Snowbike Mike. That's going to be your Kinda Funny Gamescast that's recording right after this here on youtube.com/kindafunnygames and twitch.tv/kindafunnygames, where each and every day Kinda Funny Games Daily is live with the nerdy news you need to know about. If you like that, pick up a Kinda Funny membership, support our small business, say thank you for an amazing year of content, and of course, gear up for January 3rd, which is right around the corner, our 10-year anniversary. Are we giving stuff away? Hell yeah, we are.
Away more stuff than we've ever given away. Better stuff than we've ever given away.
Hold on, I want to do one thing because I said I would say something when I said stuff about giving it away. Yeah, we're going to be giving away MetaQuests from our friends from Songbird. Their MetaQuest game is out right now. We'll be doing that or whatever. That's happening January 3rd, like I said, but there's still a whole week of content here and stuff to hang out. And don't worry about Thursday when we're watching Superman. It can't be bad. It's going to be great. It's all amazing. It's all good. And that's it. So, yeah. Everybody, let's go talk about Helldivers. If you're watching later or listening later on podcast services around the globe, thank you. Please like, subscribe, share, and then come back and get the Gamescast video wherever you get that. If you're watching live on Twitch, hang out. While watching live on YouTube, you're about to get a new link. Until next time, it's been our pleasure to serve you.